Hey guys, welcome back to Weekenders on the Water. Today we're here at E.G. Simmons Boat Ramp in Ruskin, Florida, and today we're going to talk about how to find new and exciting places to jet ski. So stick around, check it out, hit that subscribe button, and let's go. All right guys, so as you can see, it's a little bit cloudy, it's a little bit overcast, it's pretty cold by Florida standards today. And we haven't been out on the water in a while at this point. And I know that we've been doing a lot of at-home content, so I decided to do this one on location. We will get back to actually being on the water pretty soon. I'm hoping to get out next weekend. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I've been sick, been busy. The boat broke down. It's blocking the jet skis. It's a whole thing. But we want to keep the content going. And so want to answer a common question that I see in a lot of the jet ski forums, and that's how do you find a new boat ramp? And honestly, it's not that difficult. The main thing, the main tool to this is Google Maps, obviously. You could also use like Apple Maps or whatever your map of choice, MapQuest if you decide to, although I don't think you're gonna have quite a good time with MapQuest, but either way. So we're gonna walk through that, what I do to find new boat ramps in areas that I'm looking to jet ski, and what does that process look like. And we're here at E.G. Simmons Park today because this is a ramp that I've jet skied out of before. And of course, you know, at one point it had to be my first time to come here. And the way that I found it was the same method I'm gonna show you here today. All right, so let's take a look. Let's say we want to jet ski maybe in this particular area. And I'm choosing this area because that actually just happens to be where E.G. Simmons Boat Ramp is. But really it works for anywhere. You don't have to know where a boat ramp is. Just say, oh, I want to go check out the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. Yeah, I mean, maybe let's do that. What type of boat ramps are around the Sunshine Skyway Bridge here? So we'd pull up Google Maps, go up here, and we just type in boat ramp. All right, and just like that, it gives us all of our options. So let's see, what's the first one that it tells us? So nice thing is you click on any of these ramp pictures here and it'll bring up a photo of the ramp. You can see some other photos, you can see some reviews. This one's got 4.6 stars, so that sounds good. One of the main things to kind of keep in mind and consider is that you're looking for public ramps. Sometimes you will see private ramps shown here on Google Maps, and obviously if it's a private ramp, you may not have access to it. But first thing we want to look at, like, is this ramp going to be accessible? So here's a boat ramp, Maximo. I'm actually pretty familiar with Maximo over here. That's another good one. Cockroach Bay boat ramp. I have no idea about that one. Let's see, but that's actually not far from where we are now. Let's go check out E.G. Simmons, for instance, though. So we pull up E.G. Simmons, you can see there's the photo of it. Hey, that looks like a pretty nice ramp. You can see it looks like well maintained. It's all concrete or asphalt. You got nice ramps leading down into the water. So let's check it out. So those are the sorts of things we're looking for, at least initially. Is it well maintained? Is it going to be like a dirt ramp? How many spaces does it have? That sort of thing. It definitely looks, you know, just from the photos, and again, you know, I know because I'm here, but from the photos, it looks pretty wide. So shouldn't have a problem, you know, getting our boats, jet skis in there. I do see here, it looks like there's some kayakers using the ramp at one point. Here we see another photo of somebody else has got their boat in there. Okay, so it can fit a boat at least that big. It can definitely fit a jet ski. This is an interesting picture here. It can be pretty telltale. You see the sign here that says cash only. So that is another thing to kind of keep in mind, is you kind of want to get an idea of how much these boat ramps cost. Now, most boat ramps don't tend to cost very much. This one in particular I know is about $2. Some of them you can find, you know, some of them may be a little bit more, up to like $10 or so. And it's starting to rain, so I gotta hurry this video up. But yeah, something to kind of keep in mind. And you'll figure out more about that by reading the reviews. So let's go ahead and go back now, and let's flip on over. Geez, it is raining bad. Okay, it's raining too bad. I need to put this away before all my equipment gets damaged. All right, so found a little shelter area here, and this may even be a better shot anyways, because you get the, still see the boat ramp behind me. Anyways, all right, so let's continue with our scenario here. So if we were looking here at E.G. Simmons on the map, next thing we want to do is we want to go down here to our layers and switch over to our satellite view. So this is going to be the most helpful. It's going to give us the most telling amount of information. And what you want to do is scroll in real close to where it says that the boat ramp is, and you can take a good look at the satellite. So from this photo, it's a little grainy, but you can see that, oh, there it goes. Now it's warm. Yeah, now it's gotten better. You can see there's several different ramps here. So there should be plenty of room at this ramp for parking or for backing in your trailer. You know, I've been to a couple ramps sometimes where there's like only one ramp and it takes forever if it's a popular ramp. You know, you always got to wait for every single person. If there's multiple ramps, you know, at least 2 is good, 4 is even better. And if you're better than 4, that's a mega ramp. So good deal here. Next important thing is to make sure that they actually have trailers parked in the parking lot in the satellite photos. So here you can see where some of the trucks are parked and like, oh, okay. You know, at least that's good that, you know, other people are using this ramp actively for boating, jet skiing, whatever. Beyond that, you also want to make sure that there's enough parking, because if you haven't noticed, this channel is called Weekenders on the Water because we go on the water on the weekends, all right? So the weekends tend to be the most popular time to go visit. Who knows when the satellite photo was taken? This could have been taken during a weekday when it's not super busy. If it were taken today, you wouldn't even see a single car in the parking lot. We got the whole place to ourselves and ain't nobody here. So you want to kind of pay attention to parking, is how much parking there is. Again, depending on the size of the ramp tells you how popular it is, but how much parking is there. So you see obviously a few parking spots here, so that's good. That's kind of more probably typically, you know, your early risers as well as maybe some handicap spots. But further away here, we see some overflow parking. So you got some other trucks with their trailers parked out here in the sandy areas. It also looks like there's probably some other parking. You know, you got some other folks over here. And this satellite photo doesn't look like it was taken on a very busy day, but just by the looks of things, it looks like there's probably this big field here that I would assume also allows parking. Some other ramps that you look at, you'll see clearly designated lines on the asphalt as to where those trailer parking is, where the trailer parking is. And you can also see that clearly in the satellite photo because the trailer ones are so much longer than your regular car parking. And again, I'll give my general PSA. If you do not have a trailer, if you are a regular car and you park in a trailer spot, shame on you, sir. Straight to jail. Nothing would tick off a boater quicker than when there's no spots left except for one that's being taken up by a Kia Soul. What is going on here? I don't know. Either way, I digress. That kind of covers parking. So, you know, if I were to find this ramp new, I would say, yeah, this looks like a fantastic ramp. You know, lots of room, lots of parking. The one last thing here to do is to start reading some reviews on it. So you can go down, also, yeah, checking out the popular times is a good idea too. You'll see when this is popular, get an idea, and it'll tell you for that particular day. Like if you're going to go today, it'll say it's more busy or less busy than usual, which is really helpful as well. Right now it's not busy at all, so I don't think they have that information today, but you start reading through here, and you can read other people's reviews. The main things, again, that you're kind of looking for is any negative reviews. Like this guy here, I pull in my 30-foot boat. Ticketmaster and gatekeeper can clearly see the boat, charges me full price, and never mentions that 3/4 of the boat ramp is not in use. They charge me full price for the use and it's closed down ramp. So he's got some issues there about whether or not he could actually use the boat ramp at that time, but I don't know. I would kind of discount that one. We'll keep on going. Not really a ton of other, it was 29 reviews. So you can filter these out and just look for like 1 star or 2 stars, read those and see what the problems that people had. Is that something that you think is an ongoing problem, or is that something you're gonna have to deal with? The main thing that I'm looking for in the reviews is typically cost. Sometimes, you can also search in the reviews too and see cost. So no one actually mentions cost in this one. So the reviews aren't very helpful in this case in telling you that this ramp does cost $2 to get in. You know, if it's an outrageous cost boat ramp, like I've seen some boat ramps that are like $40 or $50, I guarantee you almost every review at that point mentions the cost. So if it's insane, somebody's gonna say it in one of the reviews. If it's nominal or free, you likely won't see anything like that. You can also try typing free too, right? See if that comes up. But obviously we know this ramp is not free. So not super helpful there on this case, but in general, that's a good tip to kind of check those reviews, search for those words, try to get an idea of how much things are gonna cost when you do go to the ramp. Other things to kind of keep in mind, you know, obviously this is primarily a jet ski channel. So if you're jet skiing, you don't really have to worry too much about, you know, overnight parking unless you're going camping somewhere, because our jet skis aren't going to be out in the water. If you're going overnight or if you're going camping, something like that, you do want to pay attention. You would look for something like that in the reviews that would mention something about overnight parking. A lot of times too, if it's a big enough boat ramp like this E.G. Simmons Park here, they likely have a website. You can read up on that as well. So it's similar like when we went to Bimini, right? You know, that was a big thing, was trying to find a boat ramp that allows for multi-day parking. But yeah, easy enough to do all through the reviews. That's really all there is to it. It's not as complicated, I think, as some people think it is. Just basically use Google Maps, check out those photos, check out those satellite photos, check out the reviews, and just, you know, get a general sense before you go. This method has worked really well for me. We've visited, I don't know how many boat ramps here across Florida, you know, many of them for the first time, and it's worked out really well. I think I've only had to change boat ramps maybe once, and that was just because it was full, you know. Nothing worse than showing up to a ramp and it's completely full, other than that one Kia that's taking up that last spot. Shame on you, Kia. All right, anyways, we're gonna wrap it up. That's gonna do it for today, guys. Remember, hit the subscribe button, really appreciate it, really help us out. And with that being said, we're out of here, and we'll see you next weekend. Since it is the weekend and it is the water, let's go check out the water on the weekend. You know, little cloudy, a little gray, but everything's all whipped up today. But it is a nice ramp. I do like this one a lot. Maybe a little bonus tip for all those of you that are still watching at this point. The only downside to this ramp is how steep it is. And that's not something you're gonna unfortunately be able to find through the Google reviews. But for me, that was one thing that I would not, or how shallow this ramp is. So because of that, I wouldn't use this ramp on a regular basis. The one time I launched here, I did have to put the truck further back than I wanted to. But anyways, it's a nice ramp. Syncing audio now. E.G. Simmons boat ramp. And where the hell are we exactly? Ruskin, I think? Where is it? Ruskin, yeah. There's on the water. Yeah, maybe I should try to cover up my mic a little bit here. It's windier than I thought. I don't know why I thought it wouldn't be windy. It's 40-mile-an-hour winds today. Geez, it is raining. It is raining bad. Okay, it's raining too bad. I need to put this away before all my equipment gets damaged. Okay, syncing audio again. Now, okay. There's a plane going overhead. I'll have to deal with this when you film at home. I'm sure you guys just got tired of looking at the couch. All right. Probably good enough. All right.